Liquor Talk, a brand new episode starts now. Welcome everybody to another edition of the Liquor Talk podcast. I'm your man Victor. Once again, happy May. We have hit the fourth quarter of the Liquor Talk season. But joining us today, we got two members of the Tribe Chat bringing the tribes to Liquor Talk. It's Pegasus and Mr. Tribe, Mr. Omari. How you doing, Pegasus?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Welcome to Look and Talk. I want to thank you all for blessing the Look and Talk with the Tribe Chat presence.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having us.
It's not a problem.
From one lush to another.
Yes. It's not a problem. I appreciate y'all coming on. Hold on, here he comes.
See, that's that drunk shit.
Damn, he drunk already. It's only what, 4, about to be 5 o'clock.
Listen, hey, it's 5:30 somewhere.
Yes,
he's just making it up.
Yeah, that's definitely 5:30 somewhere. So go ahead and tell us about the Tribe Chat. What you guys got going on, and tell us about your platform.
Well, Tribe Chat is a podcast, and I'm fucked up. Tell me what Tribe Chat is, Omari. And this is me. This is you. You wanted this what it is. Tell them what Tribe Chat is, Omari.
I don't got y'all on video. Is everybody else still connected on video?
Hey, we're good. We're good over here.
We good.
All right. So what's going on, y'all? So how we normally do is, listen, Tribe Chat. My name is Omari the Rebel, by the way. You know what I mean? And got this new title that I go by, which is a sex creative. You know what I'm saying? I got that when I was on the Heart and Soul podcast. Shout out to Heart and Soul. Tribe Chat is about alternative sexuality from a Black perspective. You know, we got a slogan. Of course, we make you think, we make you laugh,
and we make you
come. So in between, what we happen to do is listen. We started off on Instagram Live during the pandemic. If you remember the pandemic, one thing that was
we actually started off a little before the pandemic, but it was, right into there.
What I mean is like how we got started when it comes to the Tribe Chat format on IG, we ended up going on Instagram Live because what happens is when you're on the Instagram Live, you try to get yourself boosted in the algorithm. So how we were able to do that was by going live. It makes people stay on your page. So this way we throw events and play parties, and I actually want to get into that more. But what we did was by going on Instagram Live, people stay on our page more, which boosts us up in the
That's how we wound up doing the podcast. It wasn't, we didn't initially start off being a podcast. We just started off wanting to open up dialogue for the thing that we were doing already. So, and like he said, once you get on, the Instagram and you start doing live, you pick up on the algorithm and people decide they want to talk and they want to, interact with what you're doing. So the next natural succession is do this shit, do a podcast, make something of it. So we, after doing the Instagram Live, we decided to do a group chat all the time. So we put up a forum on the WhatsApp. We have let's see how strong is our group. Our group is like 121 members strong. And that's just people, just in a chat. All those people don't come out to the events, but a good portion of them do, and even people who are not involved in the chat do. So from the chat, we decided to open it up to more than just our little circle, and let's just open up the dialogue and see what other people of color are thinking about the lifestyle in other groups, in other places. And let's just not make it about the participants. Let's do some education. Let's talk about how it affects anything, any and everything. So this is what the podcast is about. We use it as a platform to dispel myths about alternative sexuality, especially amongst Black and brown people. So that's what we use it for. And to talk shit and to find out more kinky stuff.
That's real. That's real. So what's the biggest common myth that people throw around about the alternate sex lifestyle that, you know, us people that probably don't ain't never heard of it be assuming?
So I'll give you a few. A few of the biggest misconceptions about the lifestyle with Black and brown people is that it's a bunch of women unattractive women, number one, with low self-esteem, and you can just come in and do whatever you want to them, and like it's just, there's a misconception that everyone, all of the females, and I'm saying that because usually when talking about sex, the responsibility to be to keep the sacred in the act is put on the woman. So that's why I'm addressing what goes on with us. A lot of times than not, it is that, like I said, we're insecure, hard up, just a lot of different, just not true things. And where men are concerned with coming to the parties, a lot of the biggest misconception with men is that because you pay, you gonna come in there and just do whatever you want with whomever you want. And that is 100% not the case. You still have to have some kind of, you still got to have some kind of something in order to woo a woman into wanting to be with you that kind of way. You know, this is just a regular party where sex is permissible. That's all it is. People think this is just like some kind of Black ghetto eyes wide shut type shit, and it's not. Like, you know, y'all got the game fucked up. You're gonna come here and get your feelings hurt. You still have to do work, because these are married couples, people who have pride. They just don't see sex the same way vanilla people do. That's it.
All right, Omari, welcome back. The question was, what's the biggest misconception about the swinger life, the alternate sex lifestyle?
Yeah, man. Well, thank you for letting me come back. You know what I'm saying? I did want to get into like how we got from IG Live into the podcast forum, but if I can get into the perception is, when it comes to addressing what people think non-monogamy is, it's an umbrella term for how we describe people not being vanilla. And by not being vanilla, we're talking about people who desire to have more than one lover or more than one partner. So there's a lot.
There's a lot. He was making a good point, and then his technology just timed out.
Yeah, it was me just a second ago.
Like, I'm like, what kind of listen, ladies and gentlemen, this is Liquor Talk. We work through the technical difficulties. We work through it. You know what we do. So do men really think they just roll up in there and feel like they ain't got to put no work in?
Listen, you'd be surprised the kind of shit that goes on that you have to address at these parties. And just with the lifestyle in general, people, get the game fucked up. There is there are so many similarities to what we do, but there's clear lines in it. People think that you can come in there and pay somebody to have sex, and that's just not what this is. It's not a side hustle. This is people's lifestyle. This is their alternative lifestyle. This is what they do for release. Like, some people fucking draw, other people go and suck dick. This is just what they do. And you can do that and be a great mom or an activist or a teacher or an artist. You can do all of those things. And this is why we have to get together, because it seems like in the vanilla world, and I know that sounds so negative to those who are not on this side of things, but it's really, really not. It's just a term to describe people who are not, who live a straight and narrow life, pretty much. To those people, once you know the other side of an individual, it doesn't matter what other thing they do, you know, they could have beat cancer 3 times and, won a sword battle with some fucking Count Monte Cristo or some shit, but it wouldn't matter if you find out that they like to have threesomes on the weekend. That'll be the only thing you're focused on. You know what I mean? So we're kind of forced into a space where we have to do this shit under the cloak of, under the shadows and shit. But, that's part of the fetish too. We like it.
Yeah. I get it, but at the same time, I'm saying myself, it's 2022. Why can't people just stop giving a fuck and just have fun? Shit, we only here for a short time,
Well, because people like to, they can't do it and look at themselves in the morning, so they figure, why should you be able to do it? You know what I mean? For as liberal as people like to say they are, is as conservative as they really are.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they don't. I don't know. I don't think I want to live any other way though.
Yeah.
Allowing when you become. I know for me, when you become this kind of sexually liberated, so many other things are just done away with, because believe it or not, so much of what we do is geared and rooted and surrounded around sex. Men go to school to get a good job, to drive a fresh car, to get a good, a large bank account so they can fuck who they want. You know what I mean? Everything is about sex. No matter what way you cut it, it is what it is. So it seems kind of stupid that we, like you said, in this day and age, that we still prudish about it, but believe it or not, we are. And again, a lot of times they're not. For as liberal as people are, they can't live their fantasies and really look at themselves in the morning. So now that I can't do it, oh, now you shouldn't be able to do it either. And if you are, then that makes you some kind of immoral, And that's what our podcast is there to undo.
That's real. That's real. Well, we're gonna do a lot of undoing a lot of these things on Liquor Talk today, because this is interesting. Because like I said, I was playing back some of your episodes. I'm like, wow, this is interesting. We could definitely talk to them about some of this, and also the previous episodes I've been doing in the month of April as well, unlocking a lot of other things as well. So tell me, how does one get into the alternate sex lifestyle, especially when they can't really find events in their area?
Well, how I actually did it now. Well, Pegasus is just a different kind of motherfucker. I just find myself in all manners of, believe it or not, my cousin, my blood cousin, female, introduced me to the lifestyle. I swear for God, she did. As a matter of fact, she is the person who actually co-founded Missouri Kibala with me. So Missouri Kibala is the name of our group, and it's Swahili for beautiful tribe. Hence the term tribe chat. Our group is considered a tribe of, I like to consider us a family. We argue, fucking fight. We feed each other, for real. You know what I mean? So because we're family, I guess that's a large part of where the name came from. We started it together. She was a house mother. I don't know if you know what that is. Well, anyway, here in Jersey, there was a club. I will not name the name of the club, but they was working as a strip club, but it really wasn't a strip club. It was like a little sex club that they stripped at. Anyway, she was the house mother. They eventually closed the club down, but she still had her clients and people who wanted to indulge in alternative sexual experiences. So she opened up a space um, in another little town here in Jersey, and I would come and help her host. Um, and that spawned this. I am not a sex worker, so to speak. When I say that, I mean I'm not, I'm not the stripper, I'm not the, the prostitute or anything like that. So under the guise of what she naturally did, it didn't work for me. So in order for us to be able to work together, we had to shift it a little bit. And this is how we wind up in a swing set.
Mm.
And then we brought Omari on. And then she eventually moved on to other things. So it left he and I.
So just left y'all, both y'all running things?
Right.
That's real. That's real. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Liquor Talk. The more you drink, the better we sound. Be sure to subscribe to all Liquor Talk everywhere you get your podcasts. Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you get it. Please subscribe. And also, shout out to New Jersey. You guys are the third podcast from New Jersey I done had on. The New Jersey,
Yeah.
States area I done had on.
We honored.
Yes.
We honored and shit, Nick.
Unprofessional opinion, and shout out to the Girlfriends Experience podcast. Those are two great podcasts as well. Check out. They're right there in that area as well.
All right.
So how do single people get involved into this lifestyle?
Hold on one second. Hold on one second.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Liquor Talk, y'all, while we're on a little intermission right now. We got a lot of shit popping, so y'all better get ready. This is the fourth quarter of Liquor Talk. Good now?
Yeah, I'm good now.
I feel like you had to drop some bombshells, so you had to move to a different room.
I did.
Oh shit, got to get real now. She about to take the gloves.
Lord have mercy. Whew, life get real. And this is why people fuck with me, because it just is what it is all the time. What you see is what you get. This colorful, whimsical ass motherfucker, I ain't got on no bra. It's the middle of the goddamn day. I'm high, drunk, and everything. And I've been taking care of my mama all weekend. So I've been,
Oh, you
laying
gave
low.
An early Mother's Day gift.
Yeah, listen, my mama, I'm not getting her an early Mother's Day gift. This is just, when your mom is 84 years old, you spend as much time with her as you can. You spend as much time with it as you can. And so that's why I'm here. This is just what we do.
Mm-hmm.
This is the weekend I gave up to dedicate and hang out with her. And that's what I'm doing. I'm getting high. She get high. She don't drink, but I drink. Yeah, so like where the hell was I at? I don't know.
Let's ask you about single people, the people not in relationships. How do they get involved in this?
Well, usually it's somebody that knows somebody. Usually people who are in the lifestyle, they still, they straddle the fence. They still do vanilla people things. And if they find an energy or a spirit I'm going to call it that, because that's how I vet. That's how I vet. If you got a kind of that kind of chemistry with me, then I might invite you in. See, is this something you're interested in? And not everybody is. There's a lot of people that come for a reason and a season. Everybody that comes into the lifestyle is not a swinger, but it is a portion of their journey that they need to have for self-fulfillment. I'm a different kind of motherfucker. I say that because I'm a freak and I like sex, but my predominant use of it is for healing. Believe it or not, this will go somewhere. This will go some fucking where else. But I'm gonna keep it where I think it's supposed to be.
Hey, I'm with the shits. Wherever it go, okay. People want to know, you know what I'm saying? So you feel free to cut loose.
So I'm like I said, what you see is what you get. So how do single people, like I said, how do they wind up in there? Usually it's like I said, somebody that knows somebody and invite you in. They kind of feel like, you know, this would be something you're interested in, and you know, listen, why don't you come out with me? You know, let me take you to this different kind of party. You know, that's usually how it goes.
Now, would the same go for people in relationships like I guess the married couple that knows somebody about that life, I guess?
Yes, absolutely. Usually it's somebody will introduce it to one spouse, and that spouse will go and talk it over with their significant other, and then, you know, they move accordingly. Or unless, you know, there's been instances, like, say for instance, in my group there are lots of couples, and those couples will recruit couples, or they'll recruit singles that they, you know, have interactions with frequent. You know, hey, this might be something you're interested in, and people come into it for various reasons. You know, some for release, some to punish themselves, some to reward themselves. Seriously, some people to punish themselves.
Why the hell does somebody come in there to punish themselves?
Well, because in the lifestyle, there's a huge LS is an umbrella. Okay, let's first talk about that. That just means lifestyle. Our sect is swingers, but there's also BDSM. There's also there's a lot of different subsects under that umbrella of lifestyle. So when I say that some people come in there to punish themselves, and there is with couples, there are different positions. When I say positions, there are different
roles.
Yes, positions and
Welcome
roles.
back, man. Welcome back. Listen, welcome back. You done missed a lot, but hey, we'll pick it up. She was telling
okay.
me to come in to punish themselves, and I was
No.
like, what?
Listen. So let me help you out understand. There is, in some situations with some couples, there's something called a cuck. The cuckold is the man who usually watches his significant other interact with a man without interacting himself. Now, that is a form of, for some, it is a form of discipline and punishment. For some.
Well, I mean, also it's like the situation like this, man. You want to think about it like people are like watching like live porn and such like this. You know what I'm saying? Like how you like watching this on the film. If you think from the point of view of like somebody that's like, yo, I admire my lady like this. So if you could admire that, you probably
That
want
too.
like a visual in front, a full person.
That too.
Mm-hmm.
People are in it for different reasons, and all of it should be able to be explored. You know, certain places for certain things, but all of it should be able to be explored.
That's real. Now that Omari's back, we're gonna circle back for a second. So Omari, finish telling me about the podcast, the platform, about how y'all got started, because it looks like you were the spearhead behind this ordeal.
I mean, for as long as we got here, like I said, long story short, on IG Live, during the pandemic, what I meant was during that time period, it was easy for you to get access to like people who wanted to get on your platform or if you wanted to get on theirs. A lot of celebrities were doing Instagram Live and they were trying to venture into trying to be media personalities. So it was easy to tap into trying to make connections virtually. We were all locked in the house and people were cultivating those skills of how they can navigate virtually. So we got on IG Live. There was a slow up, and of course, because we host events, there was a pandemic. We weren't hosting events. So this was a new platform to keep ourselves relevant.
Right.
That's real.
And then what happened is
They
this.
got a lot better than I did.
All right, so then we started getting on IG Live. Once we got a little bit of a following, what happened is, since it was still the pandemic, we were able to tap into some other platforms. So Fat Man Scoop, one day, we got on his IG Live. That was the beginning of like how we started to cultivate the following. Like, yo, we're going to do this a little bit more when we got a format in that shit. And we, Fat Man Scoop was talking to Snoop Dogg about the East Coast, West Coast beef. He had like 2,000 people on this IG Live. We came in right behind him. As soon as they stopped talking about the East Coast, West Coast beef and Biggie and Pac shit, we came right in, Pegasus and I, and we introduced ourselves and introduced Nzuri Kabila at the time, you know what I'm saying, venturing in the tribe chat about who we are and what non-monogamy was. People loved it. They liked the personalities and such. And then it was a time for us to start thinking about podcasting. Podcasting took off a little bit. So then I got familiar with somebody else who does podcasting. I got familiar with Horrible Decisions podcast. If you know about them and you know anything about sex positive podcasting and the voices in the Black community, you know them. They're the OGs. So I ended up listening to them. I started following them a little bit, gotten familiar with as far as how this podcasting platform goes. One time, I was talking to them on Zoom. They have like a town hall, so all of their fans, they collectively gather around virtually on during a month. All of their fans of Horrible Decisions, they gather us together on a Zoom, and we were talking about things about sex and such like that. So one of the things that we talk about is the swinger lifestyle. Both members of Horrible Decisions are originally from Florida. If you know anything about the swinger lifestyle, all of the resorts and things like that, real big in Orlando, Florida. So I was telling them that. I told them about, yo, listen, as a matter of fact, Secrets Resorts. We had a party called Arch Madness. One of the people who designed the flyer, she's actually stationed down there in Florida, working in Secret Resorts. So I talked to them about that, and then they invited Pegasus and us on the show. At the time, one of the members, Wheezy, she just launched a podcasting studio called What the Fuck Media Studios. We were one of the first clients to get in there, and we decided, yo, if we're going to do this, we're going to do this right.
Let's stay in there.
Wheezy ended up, I did a consultation with Wheezy. We talked about how we thought the podcast should go, because they're professionals. They do this full time. Like, they got sold out shows and shit like this. They just did a show and it was televised. You know what I'm saying? So they was on Vice, HBO, etc. She gave me some information and I took the information and that went to my lady. So between that information and what the executive producer, actually, it's Pegasus and I that are the people you see up in the front. The executive producer is the woman I'm in a relationship
Girl is so damn conceited. Goodness gracious.
Now,
shots fired, but continue.
Now, but listen,
no, I'm talking about me.
But listen, check it out. So what happened is, we took the information to her. We started within the connections that we had from the IG following, and from when we were on Horrible Decisions. That's how people got to know who Pegasus and I are, how we initially got our following and the momentum. Yo, the first episode, that seemed to be our most popular episode. The second episode we did, we had Ariana Starr. If you're familiar with ever seen Bebe's Kids?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the little girl in the movie Baby's Kids actually is an adult film star, a friend of Nzuri Kabila of Pegasus and Oz. Her name is Ariana Starr. She came on the show to talk about her relationship and her journey in adult film. Fat Man Scoop, he walked his ass up in the studio late as hell and sat down, and we talked about sex and porn and relationships with him. A couple of people then sat down, and from then on, we just have been trying to learn how we can stand out. With podcasting, we know a lot of people do this. One thing that we try to do is we try to make sure that we have a sense of humor. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of information that you can learn, but you're gonna laugh and shit like this. I have a whole segment dedicated to roasting motherfuckers at the end of the show. As a matter of fact, it's called "You Are an Idiot."
Okay, wow. Staying with that, Well, we're gonna bring that up right now. Like, how many idiots have y'all encountered? You ain't gonna name names, like at these parties and stuff. What is the dumb shit y'all done seen?
Oh no. You see, listen. All right. First of all, listen. You gotta understand this.
Did you see my whole face change? Oh my gosh.
All right, when it comes to this is what you got to understand. When it comes to this and like you naming names and shit, like I'm Omari the Rebel. There's a lot of podcasts and there's a lot of platforms and such. We're already talking about sexuality and such. But me, I have to take things. We at Tribe Chat, you get to learn stuff, you get to laugh, but we take the controversy further than everybody the hell else. I don't give a fuck. I name names. Like yo, I did a piece. I just did a piece on what's the nigga who got the podcast on Pivot? Homie that was talking about Ciara, Channing Crowder. I did a piece on this motherfucker. Yo, you were talking about masturbation, right? Yo,
yeah,
so
how May is. Did you know, Pegasus? Did you know May is National Masturbation Month?
Yes, I did. I think I'm one of the people that voted for it to be May. This is also the month of my birth. This is why I swear for God, I think that's how my mama got pregnant. I think she my daddy too.
Happy early birthday to Pegasus.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're celebrating I just posted on Twitter, like you seen, yo, listen, if you're gonna celebrate life, you get here by fucking. So we're celebrating birthdays with orgies and sex, man. So y'all need to pull up on us at East Orange, goddamn it. We definitely could do this. And also, yo, we were supposed to be venturing into something with a couple of other collaborative groups for International Swingers Day on the Beach House. This is a unique experience and such. And you should click the link in my partner's bio about this because we do a lot of events, man. But your International Swingers Day is once a year. And I had this experience like from all day and all night. And the Beach House would definitely be a turn up y'all want to get a part of.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that sounds really interesting.
You know what? Just come and be a fly on the wall, and you know.
Shit.
Yeah, like I tell you, I really give zero fucks because as interesting as it is, as interesting as the events can be to cultivate the open sexual environment, this is a nude beach. You know what I'm saying? And like I know, like I see like a lot of the traffic because in my timeline and such, I do a lot of the work with between customers and a lot of organizations and such. I see a lot of the traffic for International Swingers Day and a lot of people on Dubs logo. There's going to be a lot of people venturing into Gunnison and New Jersey for that.
Gunnison, Sandy Hook, New Jersey. Yeah.
Oh,
Gunnison Beach.
Sandy Hook.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Y'all heard it? Y'all hear this shit, y'all?
Victor, tell us about so how have you experienced any events when it comes to lifestyle themes events for non-monogamy, whether it be like sex parties or play parties, because now we have conventions and shit. So what you been up to?
Shit, the only thing I did that I can remember is going to a damn stripper party where they were getting buck wild in college. That's the last thing I remember doing.
Oh man,
I love college.
Yeah, so
you need to come through.
Shit,
come through tonight, chilling on the west side.
And Victor, one of the things is this though. I also get when you're in this field, sometimes you get a lot of notoriety, and then also Pegasus and I, we're in a unique position where alongside of hosting and we get to meet a lot of people, we also have a platform that puts us publicly. Some people do podcasting and they're not necessarily you can't my homies Black and Kinky or on Bulls Bulls podcast. A lot of people, they want to protect their anonymity but still contribute. See, we are real visible and you can really see it. So sometimes when there's people like us, they got this thing where people the reason why we're real particular about the guests we have on is because we want people who contribute a field of expertise. So it's not just me pulling random opinions out my ass. We had an NYU professor on. You know what I'm saying? We had do you know who Tayomi Morgan is?
Oh, that name sounds so familiar. It does.
Yo, if you're watching or listening, you need to look up Glamazon Tayomi. If you know what Exotica is, then you know.
Your boy is trying to be there at the one in Miami. I'm trying to get to the one in Miami. I'm gonna try to be at the one in Miami.
if you're black, then you know who Tayomi Morgan is. All right. So she came on the show with some homies or the Soul Podcast. Like she came on the show. I mean, it's just an abundance of information there because, like, yo, I told you, we make you think, we make you laugh, and make you come. Tayomi, she gives dick riding classes.
What? Ladies out here giving there are ladies out there that don't know how to ride dick.
It gets better. Because you got to clip on this episode. Not only did she get dick riding,
everybody's not a pro at everything.
Wow. How it gets better though?
Tayomi's also an ordained minister. She can legally marry you, and then give you and then teach you how to ride your husband's dick.
You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying, Vincent? This is what the LS is about being able to merge everything, because vanilla community tends to want to be able to separate that. If you are the one thing swinger, one thing sexually free, then you can't be anything else. And this is why we're here to dispel all of that. And this is why we bring, notable people on who, could put a stamp in the fucking shit that we're saying, what we talking about.
That's real.
Yeah, it should be fun as hell, man, because it's like, I mean, comparatively to a lot of the people who do this and such, we may be relatively new to a lot of people. And then I also got somebody who's a lot older than me who says, yo, look, man, you're a big inspiration. And I'm like, oh, shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I really take that seriously. This is why, like, yo, we try to do what we do to the best of our ability. You know what I mean? Pegasus had the time when we were doing shit on the little phone and such. It was dark as fuck and such. And like, yo, man, shout out to everybody. You got to do what you got to do. But nah, man, nah. Y'all want to fucking listen to Tribe Chat? Y'all gonna actually get some real quality entertainment, and you're learning. You get some production. You know what I'm saying? For real. I hate y'all with these dark ass videos.
That's real. That's real. All
right, mine right now.
I'm clear. You know what I'm saying? With natural sunlight.
Yes. Yes, for the natural sunlight. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Liquor Talk. We got the Tribe Chat in the house, chopping it up, having a round with us. So tell me, man, so what's some more misconceptions about the swinger lifestyle that people have that y'all want to address? Because, Pegasus, I know we heard from you on some of them. Now, Omari got to come with a lot more.
Let him go, because I didn't talk.
I mean, to tell you the truth, man, I'm on this lifestyle journey because what I wanted to get at is that I largely got into this because I wanted to give people an environment where they can enjoy themselves. And I'm a sex creative. That's why I stay away from the sex spurt. Like, I have these people who have expertise. So there's a lot of things. I recently learned, like, we partnered with an organization called swingershelp.com, right? Like, there is a big Muslim swinger community. You know what I'm saying? And this can be from Muslims in the States to Muslims abroad. You know what I'm saying? Consensual or ethical non-monogamy, it extends all across the bounds and also across geographical and national cultural lines. And also that swinging or non-monogamy, the practice of loving or being sexually active with more than one partner, has been around for a very long time. It's been a part of every culture. You know what I mean? We have done this. This has been a part of this land since before we have been here. And we also, there's little things that every now and then people think, like we talked about how much what the expectations are. You know what I'm saying? Because we have to deal with consent culture, that you don't have to practice consent. You know what I'm saying? There's also an idea as far as what type of people that are the people who are interested in consensual non-monogamy. Yes, there are Black people here. There are BIPOC people here. You know what I'm saying? There's a big, not just cultural range of people who participate in cultural non-monogamy. There's a big age range of people who participate in.
This is true.
Yes,
this is true. It's a large age. Goodness gracious, it's just like, you know what this is? This is like, LS is like what you call it? Cosplay. Like how there's every age group in that shit. That's how it is in this. I'm so sincere. I'm so sincere. I've been to events where I look around and go, well, this is way too young for me. You know what I mean? But it was interesting to find that there was a vast, even with it being too young, there was there was a dynamic there. There was a solidified dynamic, and that was just something interesting to see. They had their own little way of doing things. Not little to diminish, but it was different from what I'm used to, but it was their own, interesting to see.
If I can add, like, one of the things, like, all right, so we talk a lot, you know what I mean? In this platform, in this community, this is largely based around couples, people who want to experiment sexually in couples, you know what I mean? Now, first off, like, we had a lot of fun times and such with the business and us being friends and such. Like I say, first off, everybody knows that my lady is the person that you can't see on the show. You know what I mean? The Tribe Chat show was actually executive produced by a Black woman, who graduated from the HBCU. She Surreal Washington. Shout out to her. You know what I'm saying? But Pegasus and I now we're not a couple, right? That's the first thing. Second, when it comes to non-monogamy.
Wait, what? Wait. What happened?
He said y'all not a couple.
Oh, okay. Yes, thank you for clarifying that, because I am so sick and tired of people thinking that.
I mean, I don't see like why Pegasus would not want to claim me, man. I think I would definitely be a good catch.
Listen,
because
I don't give a good goddamn what's going on. What you wondering?
But
we not a couple, and I want people to understand that.
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead, move it forward.
Now, amongst like I said, I'm in a relationship, and the relationship that I'm in is part of how I'm able to build the platform, and also like how we're able to host events. Well, but there's a lot of misconceptions as far as what it means to your relationship and what it means to be in a relationship. How we may define it as open, like, is it easy, or there may be misconceptions on both sides. Some people may think that this is easy. There's still communication. We're still human beings, and we still have feelings. And like I said, we're still on the journey where we're still learning. We get help from a lot of experts, and we read a lot of materials and watch videos where we can learn more about ourselves and how to love without ownership ourselves. Also, on the other end of the spectrum, like there's this conception that like that we don't feel jealousy, or that somehow that if I'm in a relationship with somebody, like being open would invalidate the feelings that you have. You know what I mean? There's nothing that is more untrue about that, because I've been like through a few things, and not just in this specific platform and in this journey, because life lifes, things aren't perfect. So I did get to experience a few things, and what I can say myself is that even with all that I do, because I do adult content too, you know what I'm saying? I do X-rated movies and such. I can get into that. As much sex and people that I have in my life, a body doesn't supplement what value that the woman that I love brings to my life. You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't, it's not something that you can just say, hey, yo, listen, look, she's there. We do enjoy the experiences and we enjoy the people, but you'll love the person that you love on so many levels, and you'll be going through it, but wanting to love other people doesn't invalidate the love that you have for somebody. You know what I'm saying? And we need to definitely understand. I'm glad that we're moving in a more progressively stance on
where
how people love. But we definitely need to make sure that we give more people space to love on their own terms. You know what I'm saying? Because listen, like I told you, like you can have multiple partners. I've like talked about how people done that. And I even like, I have a lot of people who don't understand that shit. So that's when we come up with the segments for people who they're a little bit behind the curve. You know what I mean, Victor?
But you know what's crazy? Yeah. I try to, when people are trying to understand or wrap their mind around having that kind of love for more than one person, I just it's very simple. If you're a parent of multiple children, it's just that simple. Mm-hmm. Or if you're a sibling of multiple siblings, You understand what I'm saying? You love them differently, but equally. You understand what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Everybody has their you value all of your children, but for different reasons. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So,
that's
so
right.
that's the same way. That's the same way you would be if we were talking about poly stuff now, because that is falls under the umbrella of something non-vanilla.
Oh,
We
you
talk
read
about
my mind. You read my mind like a book because I was about to just ask y'all, what's the difference between this and the poly lifestyle?
Well,
so poly would be those who are in relationships with specifics with specific people. Swingers, we're in relationships, but not as tethered as what you would consider in what you would say a conventional relationship or in poly, because they're so vastly interchangeable. Poly is not so much. Now there's you have multiple polys. People just think that's one thing. You have polyamorous, you have polyandrous, and you have, God damn it, I am so jacked up right now.
well, what I want to say is this
But
though.
there's a lot of different umbrellas that those things fall under. Sheesh. I'm in here cooking and I done messed around and forgot. Oh goodness, y'all.
What I would say is this though. You know,
Go ahead.
when it's more than one person in the life, what happens is it's when it comes to poly versus swinger, like there's also kind of a in the lifestyle community, sometimes there's a little bit of a discrepancy. Me personally, how I'd like in my experience, like there's a gray space. Some people occupy both spaces. There are poly swingers. Some people do
Right,
both. You
right,
know what
right,
I'm
right.
saying? But like, I mean, some of the people like there's like this little like respectability politics because a lot of the people like in the poly dynamics and such who some of them they have this way where they want to like like this is not about sex and such like this like yo they had this real they had this real self-righteous attitude about how they want to discuss the way that we navigate, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck, why I keep coming to our events then? But like I'm saying, like there's a lot of different ways to do it, but the advantage is this though, because you might be friends if you're not in a relationship, like you're a swinger, right? You're not poly, you might be friends because you're going to be friends with your lovers, right? The thing is, it's about having somebody else. Like, think about it, Victor. You're in a situation where one woman, she is going to supplement all of your emotional labor.
Yeah. You have one woman to take care of one of your needs and your other needs and stuff. So all your needs are being met. But like now the problem becomes because you deal with jealous people, you deal with
So this is the thing. This is how I try to eliminate jealousy. Well, because I tend to coin myself a perception shifter. Even in the event space, I'm usually the one who does the hosting and the facilitating of the calm and the all right, let's just relax, let me ease you into this. I'm usually the one that does that kind of thing. um we my method for dispelling jealousy is just like this. It's just like you look at your mate as a teammate, and sex is your sport, and whatever their position is, you want them to excel at that position. This is not, you don't connect. When you become a swinger, you stop connecting your love through sex, if that makes sense. You stop connecting your love through sex. Your love is now something else, and sex is, I'm sorry, y'all. Sex is you still have loving sex, but it's now something else. It is now something else. It used to be maybe for you a form of procreation and a form of the way that you show your love or you love them. Now it also becomes a sport. Now it also becomes y'all pastime. Now it becomes the way you show your mate off. You understand what I'm saying? And if you're in a situation where there are other couples, then you're forced to now see your mate as not your property, but as your partner. As your partner, because now it's permissible for them to do the same shit you're doing. You know what I'm saying? So now you have to respect them on a different level. And I think that is so that is a very, very good space for men and women to be in, because it forces women to be a little bit more liberal and honest with their mates about what it is they like. And it forces men to be a little bit more open to the things that their mates want. So it forces you to be better people to one another, if you ask me.
That's real. Omari,
So it's a lot of benefit to this, and those are some of the myths that I like to dispel, because it's a lot of love here. I love a lot of people that I swing with. Listen, I get people to do some crazy stuff for me, and it don't even have nothing to really do with the sex. It's just, once you're, like I said before Omari had came back, once you free up that once you free up the your inhibition about sex, a whole bunch of other stuff goes away with it. So now you're just left with the real person. And now you got to decide, do I like that person or not? And if I fuck with them, I really, really fuck with them. So you get a whole different kind of, it's a different kind of clean slate, if you ask me.
That's real.
So wild shit.
But I want to say also, like, you know what I mean? In addition, like, when we go on this journey and such, a lot of the things that I try to tell people to do is to take advantage of the fact that you're not alone. You know what I mean? Since there's a historical precedent for people wanting to be with more than one person, like on one episode of Tribe Chat, Dr. Jana Vrangalova came on. You know, one of the things that we talked about is there was a study in 1997. You should check this out. 1997, I think it's called the Hornberger study. About 57% of Americans, they did a study all across America. About 57% of Americans at least wanted to have a threesome. You know what I'm saying? Now, I believe that in the world that we're in right about now, that number surely had to increase.
Triple or yeah.
Probably been quadrupled by now.
So, like, what I would say is this, though, like, taking advantage of a lot of the resources that you have is really where we lean into, because, like, when Dr. Jana came on, she also has a course called the Open Love Smarter course, where everybody can actually look up Dr. Jana right now in Open Love Smarter, or Open Love Smarter. You can get a course and a survey that'll let you know what type of non-monogamy will be for you. She uses psychology and science to know how you could be open in your relationship. We have a group chat as well. One of the ways that we try to make sure that we cultivate a safe space is we do certain things where there may be some vetting, but like we get people from vetted spaces and we put them into the group chat. Our group chat is kind of it may be relatively small. It's people in the New York City and Jersey area. So you can also get to know people who are on a lifestyle journey with you, Black people, because our space is specifically for blackity Black people, you know, in Zuri Kabila, Swahili, beautiful tribe. You know what I mean? And also, like I said, take advantage of like swingershelp.com. We was featured under the resources Swingers with Color. Definitely check us out. But yo, there's a lot of information here, so I definitely tell everybody to take advantage of it. You know what I'm saying? But take advantage of like a lot of the free information, and make sure that when you on your journey, you're open enough that you know that you can continue to learn. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And have fun. God damn it! Like people be forgetting that part. Like it's so much other shit going on. Like sometimes I just want to have fun. Like I have some people that I like, and we went to a party down south, like Pegasus and there was this event called Kink Stop. where you from? Florida, right?
Yeah.
All right. So this was in Atlanta, Georgia. So it was like a 3-day event, and there was like tents outside and shit. So Pegasus
like
and I,
Woodstock, but it was like for a Kink Fest
yeah, like
on a small property.
Yo,
with
it's
all
beautiful
these
as
damn
fuck. It's
tents.
called
It was
Sack
crazy.
Playhouse. You know what I'm saying? They have some parties there. They had a pool, all that shit. That shit was fly as hell.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We got to help co-host and such. You know what I mean? When it comes to like these type of events and such like this, yo, there's so many people all around. Like, yo, getting to know people definitely it comes down to two things when everybody wants to know how you can have luck in here. Practicing your social skills and practicing your sexual skills.
Social more than sexual, believe it or not. I mean, it depends on who you ask. It depends on who you ask.
So, Victor, you ever had a threesome?
That's on the bucket list.
Really? Oh.
So tell us how it will go. Like, you know what I'm saying? What's your idea dynamic? Of how
The ideal dynamic would be 2 women and 1 me, and they both getting it on. Finding ways to get them both on.
That's an FMF, huh?
Yes. Listen, I can't do the other way, you know what I'm saying?
Listen, that you never know. You never know. This is what I'm saying. Because I love this because people walk in there with an idea of what they think it is and then get there and it's something altogether different. You never know. You might really just like it the other way. And I say that just because it's the idea of, I don't know, just the dog out. You know what I mean?
The idea of dog
check this out. Like,
the dog out. Like, you might just love that, versus being worshipped. You might like it the other way. You never know. You never know. Saying.
Victor, like, yo, if you were to pull up, you know what I'm saying? See, in venturing into this, we get to network with a lot of companies and a lot of people who are about their life and adjacent to some of the things that we do, right? So check this out. Like, one of the things that we would do is, like, let's say you come, right? You would come pull up and you would bring your lady with you. So we have this company that we do some work with. We also are a brand ambassador. I'm a brand ambassador for this company called XXX Playground, right? And like, this is a game. I wanted to show you this. We was having some connection issues, but like, check it out. So it's like a sex game, a sex version of Monopoly. There's a board and all of that shit. There's little pieces that you move on the board, and there's 3 ways to play the game, right? The point of the game, it's an icebreaker game to get people to help cultivate an open environment, to get you to loosen up, such like that, and also to get you to socialize. You can play with just you and your lady, or you can play with like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 20 people, right? So like, yo, what we would do is we'd have you sit down, and then we have like the little cards. They're like 3 cards. There's like the pink one, the red one, and the black one. We will start you off with the black one. It'll be like asking a whole bunch of questions and such. The pink one is like a little coupon. So I'll be like, you're here. I pass you the pink one. The red one is when you get right into it. It'll be like, yo, it describes a whole bunch of like positions and things like this. There's even dice that you'll roll. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. There's like 4 sets of dice that you'll roll. Like, you know what I mean? There's a man dice, a woman dice, and a position dice and such. All of these are like little interesting ways of how we like make it fun to get people to like loosen up and shit like this. So between that and like, we have a lot of vendors that come in. Like, shout out to Simply Intimate Bliss. So we have you come in, you'll play the game. The last time when we had it in Jersey City, we had like a weed bud vendor, because in my damn state, you can get high legally out here. We got dispensaries and all of that shit. So you can walk in
out there.
So coming to us, you'll walk in, you walk by the bar. First, you see treats that they get you drunk. They're shaped in pussies and vaginas and dicks and such like this, right? You eat some of those to get drunk. Then you go right next to the tables. That's where you buy weed and edibles and shit like that. And then right next to that table is where you get sex toys and shit like this. So you choose the sex toys to like,
one-stop shop.
because like sometimes on the cards it'd be like it may be like handcuff this or dildo that or some shit like that. So you probably want to have some shit like that.
Something.
You know what I mean? All black owned and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because we black, so it's all black owned. We had it.
Beautiful.
And the idea is, in addition to the icebreaker game, the group chat forum, and watching our show and all that information we provide you with is supposed to give you some pointers, some direction. So in between the events, in between when we're having events, you get to fraternize a little bit, get comfortable with the other couples and such like that, get to learn about a lot of things. We talk about a lot of things. Here, if there's an event coming up, people share that in the group. They share some information and such like that. That's how you get to know people. So in the group chat virtually, you get to get more comfortable. Then when you get to the events, it's like, hey, hold up, Victor, how you doing? Oh, you look different in your little Abby picture. What's good? How you feeling?
Sure than I thought.
So like, yo, really get involved in places, in forums that have people that are about the community that you want. When you get involved in like these group chats and such, you pay attention to like SLS.com, Cassidy, these websites that are for swingers or people that participate in non-monogamy. You'll learn a lot. You'll learn where the spots are, and then you'll meet the right people also. And you also need to be listening to the right podcasts, like ours, Black and Kinky, the Sweet Life podcast, shit like that.
And also, y'all need to be listening to Liquor Talk too, because we're gonna bring
absolutely.
Yes, Liquor Talk, man. And yo, for real, man, because he seemed like, yo, Pegasus, I told you, we got the group on Twitter for all of the black people who have platforms for sex positivity. We all got the group, and this brother was so nice to extend the welcome to everybody who joined the group. Man, thank you, Victor. Appreciate you,
man. It's no problem, man. Thank you for responding. Like y'all and 2 other people responded, so they're gonna be coming on real soon. So
nice.
That's not a problem. You know what I'm saying? That's what we do at Liquor Talk.
Yeah, it's like a lot of range. You know what I mean? Because you got like, I mean.
So listen, y'all. I do not mean to cut it short, but like I said, I'm in here doing mama duty.
We got to wrap it up.
Oh, okay. I didn't mean to rush y'all.
You good. My last question for y'all is, why do people need to tune in to the tribe chat, and why do people need to tap in with y'all?
We just told you all of them other reasons that man just said.
Well, I mean, yo, listen, the show, Tribe Chat continues to grow, it continues to evolve. You know what I'm saying? And we're working on ourselves. We're working on a platform. We're about to close out season 2 and go into season 3. Working on a real big cliffhanger for season 2. You know what I mean? I'm about to find out some information, probably about somebody that you may have looked up to. You know what I mean? You should definitely listen to our show because, listen, we partner with a lot of companies. Sometimes we may be offering some discounts and promo deals. You guys, if you're an adult content creator, if you are familiar with Tribe Chat, you can click on the notes. You can get with an all-black version of OnlyFans where you get more money. We are partnered with Excite Money. You can actually get the game, XXX Playground, and you get to know about our events, most importantly, man. That's where you get to have the most fun. You can meet Pegasus and I in person, and a lot of people in the tribe, and you get to have a fun, unique experience for people who like to do nasty shit. Black people.
Yes. And y'all can stop stalking my goddamn DM. Goodness gracious.
I said something like, we got a group chat full of people in this damn industry who are bosses and leaders and shit, and I just posted something. I was like, when you have your profile and you share it with somebody of the opposite sex and you wake up to somebody jerking off in your inbox, it was just a nigga going to town on his meat in the damn inbox, man.
Damn. Ladies, I'm sorry that y'all had to deal with that shit. I do apologize. Some of these men, they need help. You know, I do apologize.
Don't send us a D-mail, man. Send a D-mail straight to Pegasus.
I want to help.
Well, I want to thank y'all for coming on Liquor Talk and blessing the Liquor Talk with your presence. When y'all ready to have me on to come talk shit with y'all, I might be in Florida, but I'm just a DM away. So whenever y'all ready to have me come on, I will definitely come back on. Come on,
you want to think about coming out to Manhattan? Like, you can definitely do this virtually, man. But we show our ass on the show, son. Right. Like, yo, it's really a riot, man. You'll definitely enjoy it. Sometimes, we had an episode. We did edibles on the episode one time. You should definitely come, man, to Manhattan. But we'll definitely have you.
I want to try and hide my fingers in your beard, like it's like how far it goes.
Let's do it. Let's plan this out. We're gonna plan it out. and we're gonna do it. And I thank everybody for listening to Look and Talk. Thank you for my guests. Thank you for listening and tuning in. Remember to tell a friend, to pull up, and until the next time we out this motherfucker, deuces, y'all, deuces.
Deuces.